for producers in 2021, there's a lot of good and there's a lot of bad. The whole beat poaching thing is probably going to be on the rise, as well as a lot of confusion. I mean, we're seeing these KE on a track ads lying to people saying that if you use type beats, you'll get sued, or these Rolling Stone articles about legal situations that misrepresent online beat licensing, so that a lot of people are becoming scared to license beats based on misinformation. And then all the while this stuff is happening, you know, we as producers are struggling against the YouTube algorithm. We're trying to figure out our Instagram and TikTok strategies, and it can get overwhelming. So I wanted to bring up these topics with BubbaGotBeatz, who's one of the first, if not the first, viral producer known for the 10 Toes Challenge, because I want to have a productive conversation about these topics. We can talk about negative topics without allowing them to halt our progress or affect us in any profound sort of way. I mean, we have to address the negative in order to get to the positive. So there was a lot to talk about since the last time we spoke. You know, he went platinum. This Rolling Stone article came out. I wanted to get his opinion because he actually sold the rights to his beat to a publisher and a label, and I wanted to have him reflect on all of that. Yeah, so sit back and enjoy this conversation. And if you can't participate in the live sessions, which are free on Beatstars.Live every Monday and Thursday at 3 p.m., then leave a comment. Let me know what kinds of questions and what kinds of topics you want me to address in future sessions. Let's be honest, you're not gonna find these videos anywhere else. Why? Because I make them. So it would really help me out if you subscribe. If you've already subscribed, what also really helps is if you like the video and leave a comment. It's hard in the era of clickbait videos on YouTube and negativity in the producer community, and I appreciate your support. Thank you so much.
Well, on Clubhouse, I've been connecting with other like-minded people and people that's trying to do something. I've been connected with this group on there called the Music Hub, which they've been just pretty much helping like under unsigned artists and unsigned producers. And I created a YouTube engagement study group on there. And I have about 90 people in a group where every Sunday I go live and I teach them how I use TubeBuddy to upload my videos on YouTube. And then once they post their posts, I get them engagement as well. So that's what I have done on there so far, to be specific.
Okay, is that free to join? Is that an open group?
Yeah, you just DM me on Instagram.
Okay, how do people find you on Instagram? It's just at BubbaGotBeatz with a Z, right?
Yep, BubbaGotBeatz with a Z.
Okay, cool. Everybody DM him and get some knowledge. And I do want to talk about YouTube keyword research and SEO optimization as well. Here's another question that's coming in. Have you noticed any kind of boost as a independent producer with the pandemic, or has everything just been pretty consistent?
Yeah, I haven't really noticed anything different.
So no loss, no gain?
No loss, no gain.
Okay. Placements. So the last time we spoke, regrettably, I didn't ask you about any of, I don't think, the major placements of the Platinum and Gold records. It looks like I see a platinum plaque in the background, right? Yeah,
that's the gold plaque, but it has went platinum now, so I have to order that now.
Okay, which song is that?
Wrong by Xxel.
Okay, tell me about that. How did that song come together? How did Xxel get the beat?
So that beat was posted on my YouTube, and it had about 30,000 views on it. And he found the beat on YouTube, and he just made like a little clip on Instagram of him singing to it, and it went viral. So he went to the studio and recorded it, and then he posted that clip as well, and that went viral as well. So he ended up getting signed off of that clip as well. And when he got signed off the clip, his label contacted me, and then we handled the business on the back end. But yeah, it started from him finding it on YouTube and going viral on IG with it, with just a regular video of him singing to it.
Well, that wasn't your first major placement, or was it?
Well, it is the most major, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which label was that you dealt with?
Cinematic.
Oh, Cinematic?
Yep, Cinematic out of New York.
What was your experience like with getting paid through that situation? Was it difficult? Was it easier than you thought it would be?
No, it was real easy. Johnny over at Cinematic, he's cool, he's super cool, so he made it real easy. He even flew me out to meet him and everything, so it was real dope. But up front, I just charged him the $500 up front, just like I would charge anybody for the beat, you know. And I got my lawyer, and my lawyer worked out the percentages on the mechanicals and stuff like that. And it's been great for me because the royalties are coming in now. So
Yeah, where are you seeing the bulk of the royalties coming in? I assume that a lot of it is generated through streams, but which royalties specifically, and which agency are you collecting most of those from?
I would say it's hard to say specifically, but because I still have an admin deal, but the bulk that comes through them is the most bulk. You know, I get BMI on my own, I get Sound Exchange on my own, but the money that comes from the admin goes out and get, which is the syncs and mechanicals and international royalties for the most part. That's the bulk, but I haven't really broken down which one of those is more. But
how many streams has that song gotten?
it's about 200,000 on Spotify. I mean 200 million on Spotify. It's about 150 million on YouTube. It's big.
And was that your beat 100%, or did you have a split with a collaborator?
Yeah, originally it was my beat on my own, but the label, they added an 808 and 808 and another string in there. So there was some splits, but it wasn't no like I split it down the middle with them. You know, my lawyer worked that out as well, where I got the majority still.
Okay, got it. And then what was your other recent major placement? I know you have another plaque, I believe, right?
Well, I don't have another plaque, but I do have a song with Lil TJ and YMW Melody. It was on Lil TJ's EP. And who else? I have to look myself. But those
that EP didn't go gold? I thought that EP got certified.
I don't know, honestly. I have to check. I haven't even thought about it or even looked at it. Because the song capped at a couple million views with like 6-7 million views between the two of them on YouTube, that is. So
let's talk about that situation then. So who got the beat? Whose song is it? Is Melly's or it's
Lil TJ's song.
It's Lil TJ's song. How did he get the beat?
He got it from YouTube.
Okay.
So he found it on YouTube, and turns out he had been rapping on my beats on YouTube because I found like three other old songs of his on there that he done to my beat unofficially. But he found the beat on YouTube, and his A&R in Colombia reached out to me and wanted to work out something for the beat. So the same situation, my lawyer worked out the terms, and I charged him the $500 up front, and we got it done.
Damn, Colombia probably loved you for charging only $500.
Yeah, I just be wanting the terms to be right, and you know, whatever makes it easier for my lawyer. You know, if he tells me to change anything, when I will. But in the meantime, my thing is I don't want to be charging like I charge $500 online, and then I don't want to say, hey, you got to give me $2,000. So, but you know, we're gonna work on that.
So with the Lakel placement and the Lil TJ placement, are you in contact? I mean, these are big artists. Right. Are you in contact with them on an ongoing basis, working with them on an ongoing basis?
No, not for the most part, but I'm in contact with Lakel more. You know, TJ just says like 1 or 2 words, but you know, me and Lakel will speak here and there when he's ready to work. But other than that, we're just not friends and stuff like that.
Okay, got it. So you recently had a song go viral, which was DJ Diddy featuring Lil Xxel. How did that song happen? I knew of Lil Xxel because of a really unfortunate situation that we'll get into, and actually the MEC podcast this morning touched on some of that. Maybe you know what I'm talking about. I want your input on that, but. Yeah, I wasn't too aware of Lil Xxel or DJ Diddy. So how did that song happen?
Well, Lil Xxel, me and Lil Xxel been cool. I think he became a fan of mine through Lakel because I believe he looked up to Lakel originally, and he became a fan of mine, and we kind of locked in. And Lil Xxel, he always just picked up the phone and FaceTime me anytime. So, you know, I have a closer relationship with Lil Xxel than I do with Lakel. So. He literally will call me and tell me what he needs, and I'll just make it or give it to him.
Okay, I butchered his name. It's Lil Xxel. Is Lil Xxel signed, or is he unsigned and doing it all himself?
He has a team. I believe he's still independent.
Okay, I don't know. This is an interesting question. What do you think of Lil Uzi's Diamond?
Damn. I don't.
Okay, there we go. Good answer. So that was another relationship that started just by you uploading beats online.
Right, and that particular beat was a YouTube beat too, that Monopoly beat, and I took it down. And he was working with Diddy at the time, and we got it all worked out where we did a song together. But I believe now he works independently from DJ Diddy. So. Okay.
But you're working with him pretty regularly then, sending. How does that work? You just send beats, or does he just check your YouTube now, or how does that work?
He literally just called me like the other day. I was in the studio and he just called me, well, I need this vibe, and I just made it for him on the phone and sent it to him. So yeah, it's cool.
That's dope, because he's really young, right? He's still a teenager.
Right. Yeah, he's young. He may be 18 now, but he's young.
Even if he's 19, that's still a teenager. He recently posted, Lil Xxel recently posted a clip of a song on his Instagram that you produced. I believe that was this month. And then or maybe it was last month. You reposted it, and I think your caption was "drop it." It was like two words. It was very direct. Has that song come out? Did he listen to you?
Nah, he didn't listen to me. But it's like 5 of those that we have that's never been dropped. So I just like, every time I see it that he mentioned, I'm like, man, drop it, bro. Yeah, a couple of them. Yeah,
you artists. So here we go. Speaking of Lil Xxel, he had a viral hit with the "Let Me Know" song, and that's at what 15? I think it's at 15 million YouTube views right now. And there is apparently, I'm not on the inside, there's apparently a lawsuit surrounding that song. I don't know if you know about that.
I don't.
So there is another situation unfolding. There's a Rolling Stone article that came out recently, centered around an artist by the name of Caleb Hearn, who went viral on TikTok for a song, and a gentleman by the name of Jacob Goldman, who runs a label, purchased a buyout for the beat. And knowing he bought the beat because he saw how successful the song was, so he wanted in on it. And it got bad because they, Caleb felt like that was predatory behavior and refused to work with him, and just ended up making a new song, re-releasing the song but recording it to a different beat. And the same Jacob Goldman guy, is apparently taking legal action against Lil Xxel because he did the same thing to him with the "Let Me Know" song. He went out, saw how successful that song was, and bought that beat from the producer of the beat. And so it feels like that's going to start happening a lot more with the virality of songs on the one hand, and then the fact that a lot of these artists whose songs go viral might not know anything about the business. They're just brand new, and they have the right music, but they're just inexperienced. I feel like something similar happened in a way to Ten Toes, where a label bought the master rights and then a publisher bought the publishing. I know we talked about that, but tell me a little bit about that. How did that come about? Give me a timeline of when you released the song, when it went viral, when you released the beat, when it went viral, and then the labels and publishers started reaching out, and how you made the right decision, and reflecting on that decision, what you felt about that whole situation.
Yeah, I released that beat around August 2016, and it went viral maybe like 3-4 weeks after, the peak of it, not the peak of it, but, the initial going viral, like 2-3 weeks after it being uploaded. And about October, November is when the phone call was coming, because I closed the first, with Universal, I closed it right before the end of the year, as well with Sony, because both of them started on January 1st, 2017. So the calls came in October, November, and then, when I closed with Universal and Sony, the other calls went away. But ultimately, man, I'm still grateful of it because I learned a lot from it. But I really ain't got no regrets about it. But I do see how the situation is similar. And I think what's going to happen is people are just going to want YouTube beats less and less. And they're going to want beats that they're going to typically go for less beats that, you know, other people have access to. And I'm starting to see the change right now. And it's because of stuff like that.
Which is interesting because these situations are rare. And your situation where you ended up signing a publishing deal and selling the master rights to a label for the 10 Toes beat, obviously the label and the publishers saw how viral the beat was going and they wanted to make some money off of it. That makes sense. That's what they do.
But in my situation too, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
In my situation, I'm still the artist on the beat, so that's where it differs too.
That's true. That is a distinction we need to make. But just to be clear, so those labels didn't cause problems. Sony and Universal did not cause problems for the people who already licensed the beats, right?
Maybe. It could have. But that beat wasn't highly licensed either, because it was when I learned about it, kind of went viral when I was learning about licensing, so I didn't really get to lease it as much, but it did go out a couple times. And it's a couple people that I know of personally that was mad, you know, and I had to talk to them and let them know that, you know, the lease don't give you rights to YouTube, you know what I'm saying? But if you just went to Spotify and iTunes and put your song out, you still can live out that lease. But, you know, that lease don't give you rights to upload to YouTube and SoundCloud. That's what people get real mad about, when they can't upload their song to YouTube or SoundCloud.
Because of the content ID situation.
Right.
Yeah, and I think I think they could upload it there. They just can't do it through a distributor where they claim that they own all the rights. Right.
They just don't have the right to it, because on YouTube and SoundCloud, there could be only one rights owner to anything. So. Yeah,
so they could upload it to YouTube, but the label that owns the beat is taking their monetization money.
Right. And when they consider that a strike, so I got copyright strike, so it's not a strike, but it's not a strike.
Yeah, it's not a strike at all. That happens to all of us. It happens to me for my own music, just because another label or a distributor is claiming the content ID, and it's annoying. And sometimes I'll dispute it, but if it's a situation where I'm getting the money eventually anyway, I guess I don't see an issue with it. But yeah, I think a lot of it is just the fact that a lot of us don't know the music business. And so you're right, you know, when somebody sees one of these content ID situations, they overreact, because they think, like you said, it's not a copyright strike, but they consider it one. It's not legal action necessary. I mean, it is, but it's just not serious. You can still use that song. You can still. So do you find yourself having these conversations with a lot of recording artists who get your beats? And then do you find yourself doing a lot of educational outreach to the artists that do license your beats?
Yeah, I do. And for my beats, I try to make it easy by not copyrighting anything myself. So if I have a beat out on YouTube, I'm not copyrighting everyone's channel. I'm only monetizing on my channel. So if someone comes and be like, hey, I got copyrighted, I'll let them know, hey, this is non-legitimate, and just dispute and say that this is a non-legitimate copyright strike. This person does not own this beat, you know.
Yeah, and that's what I tell people too, especially given that they have a license. That's why I like Beatstars, because it's just automatic. And I say, do you have a copy of your license agreement? Yeah, okay, cool. Use that.
Right.
So there are people out there who are offering these buyouts to producers with popular beats. Like you said, you're going to see a lot more of that happening. What advice do you give to producers out there when dealing with these new challenges? I mean, someone comes and offers them $1,000, which might be more money than they've ever seen, but they want all the rights to the beat. What would you tell those producers?
I say no, unless your situation, you know, depending on your situation, because, you know, if your situation is not the best at the moment and you can use that $1,000, I've done that before, you know, I'll give it to you, especially if it's a beat I'm not gonna miss. If that beat is not making me money elsewhere anyway, you know, I would do it sometimes. But for the most, I'll take my 50. Like, I need my 50 every time.
Yeah, I know the conversation that Dame and I had this morning on the podcast with the artist Caleb Hearn, who got wrapped up in the Goldsmith snare. He said that the producer felt pressured to sell the rights to his beat, and it was interesting because the song was going viral, so it was getting millions of streams. The problem is, though, so let's say I were a rapper, right, and I license a beat from you. All of a sudden, I'm getting, I got 1 million streams on Spotify, and it's just growing. You're probably not going to see that money for a while. So you might start getting impatient and thinking, all right, I'm not seeing any money off of this track, because, those royalties take a while to get even processed and then sent to you. Someone comes along, offers you $1,500 for the beat, and you might want to take that, not knowing that the royalties coming in are going to be, triple that, but they're going to come in months later. What's your advice for us now that you know what you know about the music business? What's your advice to a producer who may find themselves in that situation?
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. Like, especially like if it's already going viral, you seeing traction, like that's already an asset for you now. So you already have the upper hand right now. Like, they need you for them to get paid. You see what I'm saying? So in 9 months, when your checks start rolling in, they need you for their checks to roll in, because BMI is not gonna be happy until everyone's on the same page.
So producers, what you're saying is they have a lot more influence than maybe they appreciate.
Definitely, you got the power. If someone went viral on your beat already, they're gonna give you whatever you ask for. Ultimately.
So what are some lessons that you learned? I know you kind of alluded to reflecting back on the 10 Toes success and just, having to grow and learn given the success and given all the offers and challenges that you handled throughout that first couple of years. What were some of the biggest lessons you learned about the music business as a producer?
I think understanding just the master and the publishing thing was just pretty much, like the main thing you need to understand, because it was like speaking Spanish, trying to understand that. But, you guys explain a lot of that, what I'm saying? And when I started, I didn't have those videos explaining, what the mastering was and what the publishing was. So mine was, through experience. So not being able to own the master to 10 Toes and would still be making money on the master side on YouTube, what I'm saying? Like, that was a lesson learned for me, and I know how to move forward. And even when like the situation with like the Lakel song, like I didn't even have the $500 at first to give the lawyer, because that's what he do to even get started with your stuff, my lawyer. And I just had to come up with it because I knew my lesson from the first time, where I was like, what, I ain't got no money for the lawyer, I'm just gonna sign. You see what I'm saying? And by me just coming up with that $500 and paying that lawyer, it had saved me a lot of headaches and a whole lot of money.
So we got a couple questions coming in. No. Matt Perry wants to know about your experience with the publishers which is Sony, and you can now work with Sony in an admin capacity via BeatStars. But did the labels and publishers help the beat stay hot? How did they add value and life to the beat once they purchased it from you?
No, they didn't do anything as in marketing or making it stay hot. But they just made sure I got my money. And as with the admin deal, it was like, some of this stuff is just too much to try to understand on your own. So if you can get a good old admin deal with 15% or something like that, like, I would just say do it, because they're gonna get you your money in on time. So.
And someone said get a day job or side hustle till those checks roll in. And then you did do that. So I know a lot of people here right now watching us didn't necessarily see the first conversation or the second conversation we had. But what was your strategy as you were exiting a career that you actually did love and it was a lucrative career. What was your strategy for saving money? What was your strategy for investing money into your business so that once you quit, you did feel confident in that decision?
Well, back then I wasn't even investing early on. It just my BubbaGotBeatz started outweighing the IT. Because the beat 10 Toes went viral in 2016, June 2016, and I quit my job in August 2018. So by June 2017, I was already making more money online with BubbaGotBeatz than I was making at my regular job. So it just got to the point one day I was just like, you know what, I don't need to do this. So I just left.
Okay, so but did you have money saved up?
Not really, to be honest. I didn't have money saved up. I just had the checks. They were just constantly coming in.
And that was just BeatStars money then?
No, it was BeatStars, YouTube. YouTube was one of my main sources of income for a long time. So YouTube was a big one.
And you're just talking about YouTube monetization?
Yeah, just monetization. Yeah.
Okay, so and that was a big source of income, huh?
Right.
How many views total does your channel have right now?
80 million, a little bit over 80 million, I believe.
Okay, so at what point did the money start really coming in? How many views was it that you first started really seeing that financial progress?
Well, the first, I believe my first YouTube check was over three grand, because by the time I finally got my first YouTube check, 10 Toes was already kind of like pulling up, and then 10 Toes ended up getting to like 10 to 15,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say I kind of regret selling that master, because they took all of that. So everything 10 Toes was generating every month, they took it. So then I say I was at a consistent 5K a month. You know what I'm saying?
So you were making 5,000 a month off of the 10 Toes beat?
No, like it was like 10 to 15K a month with 10 Toes and my fees. And when they removed 10 Toes, I was only making like 5K a month.
Got it. And how much did they pay for 10 Toes for the master?
The master, I always get it confused, because one, it was 15.
15,000.
15 for the master, and it was 10 for the publishing. Or one of the two.
Okay, so going back, you might have asked more for the master, or maybe just not sold the master, but the publishing was all good.
Yeah, I wouldn't have sold the master at all.
You would have just taken the publishing deal with Sony, not the master.
Right.
Got it. Let's see. Question kind of unrelated, but do you have any sound kits available?
No, I was thinking about making some, but I don't want to be one of those producers that's swiping sounds to make a sound kit. So when I get to that level, I definitely will be releasing some.
Well, then let me ask you this. What are some of your favorite sound kits? What are some of your go-to kits and VSTs right now?
Well, I use Contact and Omnisphere mainly for my VSTs, and for sound kits I use what's his name with the producerplug.com. I use a lot of his kits. I forgot his name.
And then, so your main, well, I'll talk about this later. With the plaque that you got behind you, did the label send that, or did you have to go through Jewelbox or DJ Gold?
No, I had to go through Jewelbox. They probably would have sent it, because I was initially gonna like sign with them, but then I decided to stay by myself. And when they started buying everyone labels that was a part of the song, they didn't get me mine, so I had to go order mine.
Yeah, I know very few producers. I guess I don't personally know any producers that just got the plaque sent to them. Maybe I do, but it was through a publisher. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I know one that got the plaque sent to him off of that song. So.
Well, I don't fall under that category, so I pay my $275. I've noticed with a lot of YouTube channels, especially producers' YouTube channels, that they have these amazing rises, and then it feels as though the YouTube algorithm kind of stops favoring them, and even their own subscribers begin to become way harder to reach.
Right.
Have you noticed any any drops or any rises in reach that either make sense or don't make sense?
Yeah, I definitely noticed it. I mean, I was getting like 50 to 100,000 per video. You know what I'm saying? To now it's like 10,000 is like the average. You know, so it's definitely a difference. And I haven't even always figured it out yet. You know, so I'm actually looking to do different things to try to revamp those numbers because, you know, I have 300 and some thousand subscribers and I hit about 10K of them and I need to hit more.
Yeah, that's always a frustrating thing. And I remember it happened, you know, with Facebook when you used to be able to reach, you know, 20 to 50% of your followers. And I think all social media are like that now. Instagram has gotten hard. I don't know if you've noticed that with Instagram too.
Right. Right. And that's why like some of these engagement groups work too. Like if you not those spammy ones, like you got to get a good one, you know. Some of them will work if you're working with some good people and people actually, you know, messing with your stuff, not just, you know, leaving fake stuff under your post. So
okay, let's talk about that then. What is an engagement group? What's the purpose of an engagement group, and how can an engagement group benefit a producer?
Right, so I'm gonna go on the YouTube side because I see a lot of people do IG engagement groups, and we pretty much in a group where if you post something, you post it in the group, and everyone else in the group, they'll just like your stuff and they'll comment on it, and you do the same for the next person. But I'm doing it on the YouTube side, but instead of just doing it like that, I have rules to the group where, you know, you can only do once a week. You know, you have to watch a minute of it, you know, give real feedback, like it, comment, subscribe, you know, and do the same for the next person. And to try to hold that together, I do classes every Sunday to teach everyone how to properly upload so we can be all on the same page and then kick the bad eggs out. So when we get a steady 40 to 50 people, we just got our engagement to, and we only using that engagement to get in the YouTube algorithm. Like for example, I'm not sure if my boy Faro is still in here. Last Sunday, he uploaded what was it, Jack Harlow type beat, and we used the YouTube engagement group. And if you typed in Jack Harlow alone, it was like the second one down. You know what I'm saying? With only 100 views on it. So that's kind of what we're doing in there.
How did he optimize his video? What was some advice you gave him as he was, you know, writing the description, writing the title, coming up with the keywords?
100% TubeBuddy. So in there we discuss how to use TubeBuddy. So with TubeBuddy, we always go and first we do research on the keyword we want and find the keyword for the channel. And once we do research on the keyword and we find that keyword, we'll go and use the SEO Studio to build the title, description, and tags for you.
And that's the SEO Studio component within the TubeBuddy plugin, right?
Correct.
Okay. And how many keywords are good, would you say, and how do you determine what a good keyword is?
Well, I always want to do something similar, related to, first thing you want to do something related to what you're actually doing. So when people click on it and they don't click right off and be like, this is not what I wanted, then YouTube will punish you for that. So SEO Studio has a tool where it'll tell you exactly what it wants, and it'll turn green once you get it. And I just don't go to the next screen until everything is green. Like they'll say, put your keyword in your title, put your keyword in the first 60 words in your title, use your keyword in a natural sentence in your description. They'll tell you what to do step by step. And you just go and you keep trying stuff until everything is green. When everything is green, you go to the next screen. And they will tell you your score. And if you leave out of that SEO score with like a 95, you will rank if you have a 90 or above.
And so this is the stuff that you teach in your Clubhouse engagement group.
Right. It's not on Clubhouse. The engagement group is on Instagram, but we do it on Zoom. We may end up moving to something, you know, saying more better. It's just Clubhouse is where I'm meeting the people that are in there. You know what I'm saying? He asked about what am I doing on Clubhouse, and that's just what I've been doing on Clubhouse.
Okay, got it. So it starts on Clubhouse, and then the actual group happens elsewhere.
Right. So if anyone wants to be a part of the group, it has nothing to do with Clubhouse. They just hit me up.
Okay, they just contact you at BubbaGotBeatz on Instagram.
Yep, and I'll just add them to the Instagram group, and they'll get the links every time we go live.
Okay, got it. We have more questions coming in. He says he's still there. Shout out to the engagement group.
Oh, it's Faro.
Where am I? Oh, Trax Phantom wants to know what your points were with the Universal deal.
On the master.
Yeah, I guess that's because the mechanical rate is statutory. So how many points?
It was 3.
3 points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's average, right? In my experience, that's average.
It's not. Well, I thought it was average, but my lawyer would tell you it's 15.
15?
Yes.
Oh, for an artist. No, you're right. I'm thinking in terms of someone who just made the beat, but you were the artist.
No. For 10 Toes, it was with Universal. It was 3. It was 3 points.
Yeah. But I'm saying because you were the artist, because they signed you as the artist and the producer, right?
It was 3 points because I didn't know any better. But my lawyer, he's gonna go for 15% if he's.
No, but I'm saying if I was 3 points. If I sell a beat to a label, usually they're gonna offer me 3 points. Mm-hmm. But if I'm an artist signing to a label, I'm getting 15, 16 points. And because in your case, you were a artist, you weren't signing as just someone who made a beat for an artist on their label, right? They actually signed you, so you should have gotten more points. My bad. Right. This is why I have people like Carl Folks and Adam Friedman on here because and Bubba, because there's a lot I don't always think about with the music business is there's a lot. There's a lot. And especially with these agreements, there's just so much going on in some of them. Anyway, Purple House wants to know if you work with R&B producers. Is there discrimination by genre in your engagement group?
We do. It's producers, it's artists, it's people that do podcasts in there. So if you're a YouTuber and you're serious about it, just come in there.
Got it. All right. So that Beat Kid wants to know, is 3 points like 3%?
Yes, pretty much. It's 3% of the master. So when the song goes, you're getting 3% of the mechanicals, and you're getting 3% of the what is Song Exchange considered?
I think it's just considered its own thing. I know it's a non-interactive royalty.
Right.
Yeah.
And that would be part of that 3%.
Oh yeah, because that's anything on the master, any royalty on the master side. So, do you find that even beats that don't go viral on YouTube still get a lot of sales for you?
Yeah. It's people now. People are trying to be more specific. People are digging through the catalog to find stuff that like other people aren't using. So now I'm trying to switch my strategy of not just uploading YouTube beats and just start uploading straight to BeatStars and just market it through IG. And then maybe I'll do something else on YouTube. I just haven't figured it out yet. So, but it's definitely people like beats that aren't viral now for some reason.
So what are some strategies that you're employing on Instagram to market your beats?
Well, the last post I just posted was my first. Like I'm just now changing it up because I posted a beat on YouTube last week, and then. I was in my head one day on Instagram, and I was like, no more YouTube beats in my story. And so now I'm just trying to switch it up and find a different way to engage people to get them to BeatStars, just so I can just have more quality clients, you know what I'm saying? Not just a whole bunch of leases. I'm trying to sell more exclusives, you know what I'm saying? Have less problems like that. And not that, the internet wave is not a good way. Is just I feel like I've already done a lot of that, and I need to try to transition a little bit.
So at this point, where would you say most of the traffic to your BeatStars page is coming from? Is it still YouTube, or are you starting to see shit?
It's still YouTube. Like I said, I was still uploading last week. This is a brand new week, and I'm just like now I'm trying to like change things up. But up until last week, I was still uploading.
Are you noticing any specific styles or types of beats that are selling particularly well lately?
No, I don't. Just because I don't really make type beats, I just kind of make my style of beats for my style of audience. And my beats have always been had a very small niche. So, but I haven't. But it's an easy way to figure that out too, buddy. You just do keyword searches on YouTube, and you will see what people. If you use TubeBuddy keyword, YouTube TubeBuddy keyword search and learn how to use it, it's free, and it will teach you like what's trending on YouTube and what people are looking for.
Yeah, I actually had Andrew from TubeBuddy on here, and he gave a whole tutorial on how to do the keyword research and how to use the SEO studio function. So for those of you who haven't seen that, it's on all of BeatStars' social media. It's also on my YouTube channel. Andrew Kahn from TubeBuddy is featured in the video. It's really helpful. I mean, obviously, how else do you find that kind of information to optimize your videos without a plugin like TubeBuddy, right?
Right.
Okay, so I want to talk about your sound, because like you said, it's very specific.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, they've evolved over the years. I mean, you've changed the sounds that you've used a little bit. You've changed the rhythms. You've experimented within the bounds of what your core sound is, but you still stick to piano as your main instrument. You like moody chord progressions. Why do you stick to a core sound?
Because that's what I hear in my head when I sit down at the keyboard. Like I hear, like I kind of like start humming and stuff, and I want to be on. I have fun with, like, sometimes I'll make a trap beat and I'll start clicking stuff in and I'll get to making it, and then halfway through the beat I realize it's like I'm not having fun. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it. So, but when the chorus and it's like I feel it, then I'm enjoying the process. So I like making beats with chords. Like if it doesn't have a chord progression, I can put the claps and the drums for you, but I'm not gonna enjoy it probably.
Do you think that's important for you to love your beats before uploading them and giving them to the world?
Yeah, I do. I do think so. Like my whole thing before I uploaded my first beat was I was gonna make them so good that they were gonna be like undeniable. And my first 2 beats that I posted both have 1 million views already, and that was from 2016.
How did you label those beats back then? I mean, for the first 2 to go viral like that, that's impressive.
It was the Never Fold beat and the 10 Toes. It's just the same little. I got on Photo Blend and Power Director on the Android, and I just threw something together and made a little video clip.
And is that still kind of your strategy now? Obviously, it's changed a little bit, but the way you make videos. Yeah,
I just changed it. Like I was always told, like when I started making my YouTube video based off of the way I was running my ads, and when I was running the ads, I was always told, like, make sure you have movement in the first 5 to 10 seconds. So that's how I do all of my videos. Like as long as I have that first movement in the beginning, you know what I mean, to let them know that it's a moving image, then you're good.
Someone asked when was your first post, but I believe you said it was 2016, right?
Yeah, 2016 was when I uploaded my first beat. I had no followers on Facebook, and I had 300 followers on Instagram.
What do you think grew your Instagram following? Because obviously you have a lot more than 300 followers on Instagram today. What did you do to grow that following?
Well, when I started my Instagram, I strictly started growing it off of all the people that was already rapping on my beats. Like it was so many of them on the internet, like under the hashtag 10 Toes challenge, and then it was like hashtag BubbaGotBeatz had more posts than I had followers. So I just started reposting people. And I would, repost the good ones, and then I would tag them, and then they were like, "Oh, this is the producer," and then they would share me and their story, like, "This is the producer that made the beat," and I just kept doing that, and it just grew.
Yeah, I noticed you even do that on your YouTube channel, where I think it's just if someone records a song to your beat that you like, you'll share it.
Right. If you do a song to my beat, it's like, and I like it, like we friends now, like I'll post it. You know what I'm saying? So.
What are some other ways that you add value to your customers when they buy your beats?
I haven't done too much, but I mean, I guess just being there for them, you know what I mean? Like a lot of times when people buy beats from me, like they'll buy the beat and like I don't know who they are until the song comes out. When like we'll have a whole conversation about it, about the business of the beat, And then months later, I hear the song. I'm like, man, that was you that I talked to. You know what I'm saying?
So you're pretty responsive then.
Yeah, I'm pretty responsive. If you hit me, I have my Gmail notification turned on, my watch and my phone, so I get everything.
How do you balance staying on top of your inquiries and emails and DMs and all that with making music uninterrupted?
Certain things I check more than others. Like I always check my email. I'm not always gonna check Instagram. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like I don't put my time into places where I get a lot of spam, which is, you know, Instagram and Facebook probably the bigger ones. So I don't go through the message requests too much. Sometimes if I got time, I will. But if you want to contact me, BubbaGotBeatz.com is always going to be the best way.
We're running out of time. I want to ask you a couple questions. This is a big one. So when you're making a beat, when do you know that beat is done?
I kind of know all my elements in my beats, because when I make beats, as long as I have the main progression, whether it's, you know, 1 chord or 5, and a melody and a counter melody to switch the mood back and forth, and then the drums. Like, so usually I go in that exact order. Like I'll start with my chords, melody, and then drums, and then I'll play everything in a loop over and over. And then like I don't keep going. Like once you tell the story of your beat, you know what I'm saying, then get out of there. Like you don't want to keep adding stuff in there.
Yeah, that's always easier said than done for a lot of us producers. When you first started making beats, did you add too much, or did you just always know to keep it simple?
I think I've always kept it simple because the type of beats I make are kind of, you know, simple, and the type of things I like. So, and when I first started making beats, I was making them to rap over and for other people to rap over. So I was specifically it was really open back then. You know what I mean?
One more time, how do people follow you? How do people check out your YouTube? And how do people contact you?
BubbaGotBeatz on all platforms. BubbaGotBeatz with a Z. If you hit me on Instagram, I will hit you back. You know, I always follow my producers back anyway. Even, you know what I'm saying, no matter what, if I see you're a producer, I'm going to always show love back to you. But I'll definitely get back to you. And BubbaGotBeatz on YouTube and all other platforms as well.